Hey y'all, here are 3 ways that you can dry or press your evergreens from your yard. So the evergreen that I'm using is juniper, and I'm just going to trim off a few pieces with my scissors and collect it in my basket. So for the first process, we're going to try preserving them using Rust-Oleum spray sealer, and you can usually find this at Lowe's or Walmart. So we're just going to completely coat our greenery here, and these are the freshly cut pieces that we just cut. So no prep prior to this, I just went straight into sealing them right after cutting them off the vine. And you can let that dry. It usually just takes about a week or so, but I left mine for like 6 weeks honestly because I didn't have time to go back and finish this video. But this is how they look 6 weeks later. They're still very green. You can bend them, they're super flexible. I'm very surprised at how these remain exactly the same they were the day that I cut them. The true test will be a year from now, so we'll see how they look then. So for our next process is just pressing them in our flower press. So I got my flower press off of Amazon. It comes with some blotting paper and also some cardboard sheets in between. So what you'll do is lay down your piece of cardboard, lay down your blotting sheet, and then put down your greenery right on top of that blotting paper. And you'll cover that with another piece of blotting paper and then a piece of cardboard, and then you just repeat that process as many times as you want to. It is best not to overload your press though, so depending on how thick your greenery is will depend on how many layers you can do of this. You also want to make sure that you leave some space between your pieces of greenery because as it presses it's going to fan out a little bit, so just make sure you have a little bit of space between them as well. And once you've added as many layers as you want, you'll just close up your flower press and add the bolts to each corner. You do want your press to distribute the pressure evenly, so just try to tighten your bolts down evenly as much as possible across every corner. And now here comes the hard part of waiting, so you'll just have to set this aside for at least a week. So I usually just sit mine over on my shelf and try to forget about it. Sometimes I actually do forget about it and it'll be weeks later, but as long as you give it a week, it should be enough time for it to dry and press. So here we are about 6 weeks later, finally taking this out of the press. But as far as longevity for this kind of drying and pressing process, they do usually fade and turn brownish after about a year or so, especially if they're left in direct sunlight. However, I don't have any issue with it shedding. I know I had a lot of questions about that before. Usually it just sits on my shelf. I don't see any pieces falling off. If you brush against it, it may break apart a little bit just because it is dry and brittle. But typically it holds together really well and makes for some really beautiful rustic crafts. And for the last and final drying process, this is the more simple one. It's just a matter of cutting off your greenery and then just hanging it up. You do want to hang it in a darker, cool place of your room, so I'm just putting it over here in the corner of my craft room. And with this drying process, it does usually take a little bit longer, so you need to wait at least about 3 weeks for it to fully dry. So again, I waited about 6 weeks before I took mine down, so this is how they look now. And it's hard to tell in the video, but they are a lot more brittle, so you can't really bend these. They'll break apart. They do shed kind of bad as you mess with them as well when you're trying to craft with them. And here's a side-by-side comparison of the spray sealed ones on the right and then the ones we hung dry on the left. So the spray sealed ones you can bend, they are a lot more flexible, so it would probably be easier to craft with those versus the ones that we hung dry, but I did use the hung dried ones on my little bird craft here, so it really just depends on which process you want to go through and what you have on hand. Now as far as storing, I usually put all of my dried and pressed flowers into this little container that I got from Michael's. And for the fluffier pieces, you can just put in a jar or you can stick in a larger container if you have one. And these are some of the flowers that I pressed last year. I have another video on how to press flowers that I will link down below for you guys as well. But I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know if I forgot anything in the comments or if you have any questions. And thank you so much for watching.